Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast of three brothers trying to figure it all out, with your hosts, Brandon, Collin, and Aaron. On this week's show, walking in a straight line is hard.
Hello.
Hello?
I don't know what happened there. That was weird.
I don't either. My computer's doing like really weird things, so I'm not really sure what's happening. It's just decided to go like mega slow today for reasons that I don't understand.
Well, you know, it is summertime, so it's slowing down, finding a new pace of life, and
maybe.
You know.
I legitimately have no idea. So that was kind of terrifying, but
sorry.
Is it right? I mean, ahoy! That's what I mean to say.
Oh yes, ahoy and a half.
Actually, what I mean to say is this.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That, dear listeners, was a little bit of code. A little bit of code there. I have
definitely not ahoy in Morse code. Definitely not.
No. See, I have not made it to the second side of the vinyl, so I didn't know what it said.
Of your record, you didn't. You have not turned to side 2.
No, I have not been brave enough because it said to listen to the modules multiple times. So still trying. So
what have you been doing?
What have I been doing? Oh man, no. What have I been doing? So many dog walks. Turns out we're actually like a very busy company these days.
Wow.
So
who knew?
You know, it's a good problem to have. Obviously, very thankful.
True, yes,
very thankful for it. I'd rather have that.
Make it an easy problem to deal with.
No, it certainly doesn't. But you know, it just that comes with the territory. So next week I have onboarding somebody for the afternoons, which does still mean that I still have to cover mornings, but that's half the puzzle that we're trying to solve for everything. So
true.
Yeah. So that's, one little piece at a time. And definitely been trying to, somebody the other day had said something like on a Facebook group was like, oh, do you ever get bored when walking dogs or something? And I was like, in my head, I didn't answer this, but I was like,
absolutely not.
Well, I mean, there are times like when you're out walking a dog, like depending on the dog, it can be very boring. But yeah, I was like, you know what?
Well, I mean, I guess that's true.
Yeah, I get bored all the time, and it's glorious, right? it's wonderful because the rest of my day is so insane that I that having a few moments where it's just like boring dog walking and obviously still being vigilant and still being attention and blah 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 and all that stuff, but like it's just like this one thing going on, not the billion other things that my day's usually revolving around. It's very nice. It was very nice. So I was just thinking about that when I saw that post. I was like, you know what? Yeah, and it's wonderful. Like I really enjoy not having 1,000 other things to be worrying about.
That's true. Nothing else, right? Just only walking. I hadn't considered it that way, right? Like that being the only thing that you had to deal with at that time. It probably does make it like I don't know, what are those weird books? Zen and the Art of Dog Walking. Collin's next TED Talk. Here we go. We're gonna do.
I mean, in some like yes, there is that aspect of going, yeah, because I don't take phone calls. when I'm walking, I'm not answering texts. I'm not answering email. I'm not, unless like I'll check on my watch and then I'll go, oh, okay, there's a concern here or something like that. I can let me deal with that. But for the most part, it's just, yeah, I'm just here. I'm not worrying about creating content. I'm not worried about, my schedule next week. Like all that worry goes to the background on a different burner. And I'll save that worry for late, like when I'm done. Like that's really what that is. And it's nice, like I really enjoy it.
I mean, that is definitely a change of pace from the rest of your life with like 20,000 random people just calling you out of the blue and like all kinds of just nuts stuff. Like, so that is very handy. I would imagine.
Well, and being bored is important, right? Because
it's good for you, right?
Yeah.
I try to tell my kids this. They don't believe me. Right? They don't believe me. I have arguments with them. Like, being bored is good for you. Like, what? No, it's not. I'm just bored. I'm like, but are you bored? Like, are you really?
Yeah.
No, you're fine. Especially they will come up with something strange to do, right? Sometimes I have to be like, no, not that. Stop that.
Too creative.
You're going to break something, or eat yourself, or your neighbor, like,
or both, or all of the above, right?
Yeah, or all of the above, right? Like something bad is about to happen. But like in general, right? It's good, right? Interesting things happen, right? Zaniness ensues, and that's okay, right? It's good. Nice change of pace,
Yeah. Well, and I know I've seen some research that shows that, as far as like creativity, I know that there are, I don't know if this is exactly related to boredom, but I kind of think it's closely related. Of many people, if you ask people like if you had to, do you think you come up with your best ideas immediately or after some struggle, right? And I think a lot of people will say, oh, I get my best ideas immediately. That's when all the good stuff happens. Right. Whenever I'm the first 5 things I give you, those are the good ones. And I think part of that comes from like with the boredom aspect. When you have nothing to do, a lot of self-doubt comes in and you're like, oh man, I can't think of anything else. Or man, this is starting to get hard. Or how do I put this together? Or blah, 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 blah. You start to think that those ideas aren't as good because they're eating up a lot of your brain space and your brain power. When in all actuality, that's when the good stuff actually happens because you're having to work at it, right? And you're having to think beyond the easy stuff.
Maybe. Yeah. So you're saying that it's like the immediate thing is what's the best?
Oh no, I'm saying the immediate thing is not the best stuff, but people think it is.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I probably wasn't.
Okay.
I probably
was just trying to follow. I was like, wait, I got a little bit lost in there somewhere. I probably clarified for the listeners, obviously, because I totally got that.
Thank you. No, I think from the self-perception, the thought is like from the individual level, we think our best ideas are the first 3 or first 5 things out of our mouth whenever we're trying to brainstorm. But the reason we think that is because after that, things get hard for us, and we start to think, well, I'm doubting myself. Those didn't come easy. So because they didn't come easy, they must not be good. I'm not as creative as I thought. But what actually happens is when you start digging into the harder stuff, that's when the creativity and the good ideas actually come from. The things that haven't been thought of before or haven't been tried of before, at least.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Thank you for clarifying that for me. I got lost in there somewhere.
You're so welcome. Collins has stopped making sense.
I was just like, well, hold on, wait a minute. I thought I was following, and then I was like, wait, what? I don't. Okay, sorry. So yes. But yeah, you come up with new things to do just because you are trying to occupy yourself, right? When you're bored, like, oh, okay, well, I need to. I mean, not when you're walking dogs, right? This is when you're being zen and enjoying dogs. But in other aspects of your life, it's where you come up with like things to do, right? Like you come up with stuff or ideas or new ideas or things to try or something like that, right? So it can like foster creativity because your brain is kind of like looking for stimulus. And if you have to come up with it on your own, right, it can be something creative or new or interesting instead of just like, just all external input from other places, right? Having it come from an internal source is beneficial sometimes because then, like you said, it's new, trying something new, doing something new, right? And it's hard in 2023 to try to not have stimulus from external sources, right? That's like where we want it from all the time. You're like dopamine overload. So, right? Like, I just gotta, yeah, like,
right.
But, it's fine.
But it's true because then, when boredom, when you don't have that constant stimulus, your brain is going to try and do things to take up that time to keep you occupied. And that's creative. That's when that creativity can actually happen, because then you are able to draw from or what?
Okay, sorry, go ahead. It's like, or that's when you finally put up your laundry. Oh, not that that's what I did today, but that's when you're finally like, oh, I should put this away and like put up my stuff and make sure I have my do laundry. Like that's the other thing that can happen. You can just be generally productive and be like,
yeah, when you're not,
we'll do a thing now. Like,
when you're not having your brain absorbing constant, endless scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or weird YouTube video rabbit holes. Not that anyone has ever gone down one.
I've got one for you here in a little bit. I got one for you here in a little bit. Got a new one.
Okay. Well,
oh baby, put a pin in that one. We'll come back to that.
You write that down.
Or video game playing. Not that I was doing that today as well, but like,
and you're throwing yourself hard into this. Summer has been what, 3 days long for you so far?
Oh man, yeah, 4. It's real rough here. 4 days long. Well, it's really only been okay. So yeah, last day of school was last Friday, right? So had some emotional times. Okay, this year. My kids set the record for most kids crying on the last day of school.
What?
Just, genuine. We're very emotional times. Because in our school, 6th grade is the last elementary grade.
Right.
You are now no longer in elementary school.
Oh, yeah.
Right. No more elementary. No more. And a bunch of them are like very busy and they're doing stuff, or like their parents are very busy, so they're like they don't see each other outside of school ever, right? Just like the friend groups and stuff, like they're not able to see each other outside of school. And a lot of the kids are very close this year, like, and so it was very, very emotional day. It's like patting people on the head, like, oh, I don't know what to do in this situation. There's lots of crying in this hallway. I know. Pat. Anyway,
it's a lot more tears than I was expecting.
Was not expecting this. So yes, we did that. We survived the last day. We survived the field abration day somehow.
Yeah,
our field day at the city park in a non-school based location.
Yeah, how did that go since you didn't have as many people helping and stuff?
So like, I mean, in general, it was fine. All the people that they had there doing the stuff, they just kept being like, "Oh, you should give the directions because you're louder." It's like, oh my God, why? So by the end of the day, I was like, it was just hot. Like it wasn't like as hot as it could be, It was just like all day outside. I was like, no, I want to go home. I want shade. I want air conditioning. Please, please help.
It takes it out of you, right? Being out like that, and especially having to be, because you're not out there to enjoy it. You're being active. You're yelling or speaking loudly, and directing and facilitating.
Right,
Yeah.
So that's a little rough. It was just extremely exhausting. So it was fine. We survived. We made it somehow, some way, and then So summer break. Okay, so Susan is still working though, but she was off like Monday and Tuesday, and also like yesterday was the day that I was really like bored out of my skull. Right, and I was like, oh. Now I'm alone. Like,
oh no!
It's not like,
Right?
Yeah. So like on the other 2 days or like the weekend, like I'm home, but like he's here and we're talking and like doing stuff. So like yesterday I was like home by myself. A terrifying prospect for her, I'm sure. But like I was.
What am I coming back home to? What is?
Yeah. Like, is the house going to still be standing? What the heck is going on around here? Oh no. So that's where yesterday really felt like the first day of summer because it was like, oh, I'm alone. Oh no, what am I gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I started with laundry. I will slowly find a list of things to tinker with. I'm sure.
Surely not.
I mean, yeah. Gotta futz with something, right? It's just in my nature, right? I am my father's son after all.
Updates on that here in a minute.
Okay, yeah. I'm not probably going to build a radio compound, but I'm
pause real quick. I'm getting a call. I
really got it.
Sorry. Bye.
All right, time out.
I'm back. Hello. Sorry.
Hello again.
Hello.
Part 2.
I'll just make a note for an edit.
Yeah, make sure to edit that one for sure.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Edit around 28 minutes. Okay. There we go. People love those are good show notes to leave in there too.
Oh yeah. I like it.
But anyway, so yeah, you were futzing is in your nature.
Yes, true. Right. So I have to find something to do with that moving forward. I probably the weather's still been pretty nice. I probably need to go wrench on the old bicycle a little bit, make sure it's all fitted up and everything, and get it out and ride around a bit since the weather's not super hot.
Yeah, there's been a nice breeze lately.
Knock. Okay, that's what we need. So probably should do that either starting next week. May do some of that. Just get out, mess around there, see how it goes. Those are my plans. I don't have a lot. Really, nothing else really super exciting. Oh, we did go back to the Asian grocery store. Yeah.
Oh,
more exciting. Yes. We went back there. Had to buy some. Well, we bought some Thai sweet chili sauce because you just need that in your life. I learned it goes on anything you want. Really, it's really good if you get takeout egg rolls and you use them for that. Right, good egg roll sauce. And as I am not creative enough to make my own egg rolls, get egg rolls, you can use it for there. But you can use it for other stuff. So we got some of that. The reason we went is we had the library did like a celebrate like Asian Heritage Month or whatever, which is this stuff. They came to the library and like presented things and talked to the kids and everything like that. And so Susan bought them some like snacks. They like, the library bought them snacks as like a thank you for coming and doing the thing.
Yeah.
Drink or whatever. That's more of this sauce. Really good sauce. And oh boy, life-changing Japanese Kit Kats.
What?
Oh yes. I don't know why, but Japan gets all the good stuff. They get all the good Kit Kat flavors, right? And the ones that they had in the store currently were strawberry Kit Kats. These might be the greatest candy that's ever existed. They're amazing.
What? Okay. What makes them different? Because I'm very curious.
They actually taste like strawberry. I don't know what sort of magic this is. They're pink. The Kit Kats are pink, right?
Okay.
But you just open the thing and it's like, oh, that's strawberry, right? And it tastes like so strawberry-y. It's not even funny. Like it's just overwhelmingly strawberry in like a good way.
Yeah.
Not like a bad way. So it's like a lot of flavor. And there's like little teeny Kit Kat thing. So boom. That's what
I like
exciting
it.
discovery that we made was random. There you go. That's a pro tip. Look for that. I don't know
how many did you buy?
Of the bag.
Oh, okay.
They're like the small ones, like the little ones that you get for like Halloween.
Yeah.
They're like that size, kind of. It's like the 2, right? The little 2 packages, but they come in just like a sack, right? It's like this weird like paper sack thing because it's not plastic, So it's like this. It looks like it's like a paper bag, but it's like legit. It's like a Kit Kat one. Their wrapping is just like paper. And there's like 12 in there, I think, of like the little ones. So we're like random. Don't want to go all out. Just eat them all one day, and you'll just be sad.
Wow.
Like, no.
I mean, you have a long summer ahead of you.
I mean, I'm probably going to go back and see if they have any more. But it's like
this was not a one and done trip, if we're being honest.
No. It was just the latest trip, right?
Okay.
It's the latest one.
Yes.
Yes. So that was the only other really adventurous thing we've done recently. We had to go do that. So I think that was last weekend. We had to go to like a graduation party thing, and then we just on the way home, just like, oh, stop by here, grab some of this and do that. And like,
nice.
So, yes. I think that's really the only other exciting thing I have going on currently. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it is. Yeah. It's summertime and, yeah.
True. So, I guess now is a segue to the YouTube rabbit hole that I found myself in.
Yes. Yeah. We're circling back to the pin, and we're
pulling that pin out, and here we go. So, I've discovered a man with a mission.
Okay, Brandon has discovered
his mission. Doesn't really. Yeah, his mission is slightly confusing. Okay, two people actually. So the first one, the reason I found the second guy is I was watching. I don't know if I've talked about him on here before. Channel called a dude called like Geo Wizard. Right? You heard of this guy? He plays like
ring a bell,
GeoGuessr, and he does.
He does
a lot of this kind of thing. That's what he's most famous for. He's like a very British guy, like little guy. He does that, but he also does these really. He has attempted 4 times to walk in a completely straight line across Wales.
What?
Yes, that was my original thought. Right? It's like he does things like that. He went all the way across a city without touching a road. He dribbled a soccer ball across Britain, like the England-Scotland border, right? That little thin part. He like kicked a soccer ball all the way across. The straight line ones, though, are the doozies because, it's like, it's very weird because walking in a straight line is hard anyway.
Yeah.
Add to it Wales, a country known for not being flat at all.
No.
A lot of light trespassing because got to go across like the farmers' fields and stuff like that. So his goal was to walk across Wales in a straight line. And recently he just completed this task like officially for the first time. The other 3 attempts ended in failure. Like one of them he got sick or hurt or something. Like they just didn't. It didn't work out. Like it went bad. So he he has this really kind of strange obsession with walking across things in a straight line.
Yeah, and for
One
those
of them,
who
his
are,
like GPS thing died.
oh,
Sorry.
well, I'm just that might not. I don't know if people appreciate just how difficult that of a task that actually is of going up and over hill, valley, and dale, and also like around mountain and like around objects too. Of like if there's a tree in front of you, like how,
yeah,
like, does he allow himself to get off course? Like, what are the rules that he sets for himself?
So there is like this really strange, like, okay, so imagine the line, okay, and then within a certain number of deviation is like the platinum. I think he calls it the platinum zone, like so many feet of deviation.
Okay.
And then there's like a wider margin of error that's like gold, and like a wider one that's like silver. So he tries to stay as close to the line as possible. There is deviations, obviously, because you have to go around, or you have to like safely scarper down a mountain, right? You can't just like walk straight off the edge of a cliff. You have to like go about stuff. You have to try to not go directly through somebody's back garden. That's probably a thing that they don't like. Like, but he does all this like crazy planning with like Google Earth, and then he like finds this line, right? And then he like downloads that into his little like GPS thing. Just goes. And it takes him like 4 or 5 days to do this.
That's insane.
And somehow his and his girlfriend is like the support vehicle, right? I don't know if I could talk Susan into being my support vehicle or something like this. I think she'd be like, "What is wrong with you? Why no?" Yeah. Just like goes off in a line, and it's very insane. And so, highly recommend you watch this because they're quite entertaining.
And what's the YouTube channel?
I think it's
sorry, one more time.
Is his handle? I don't remember his actual name. I think it might be Tom. His name is Tom, I think.
And what was the YouTube channel again?
Geo Wizard.
Geo Wizard. Okay.
Yeah. Now, that is kind of insane, right? This is a large commitment to a rather insane idea. Yes?
Yeah.
However, the other one that I found, tangentially related, because he showed up in one of the Geo Wizards videos. There is another man. His name is Russ Cook. Right? I would like you to Google Russ Cook right now, and just it's the first thing. Just see what he's doing. See what he's up to.
Okay, so I'm in YouTube, and I was on. I Googled, I searched Russ Cook. The first his video posted 1 day ago was day 33 of running the entire length of Africa.
Yes. Yep. That's him.
What?
That's that. Yep. That's him.
Oh my gosh. What is that? What is he doing? What?
He started in Cape Town, South Africa, and he is just sort of running north. I believe his end goal is somewhere around Tunisia, I think. Yeah, that's he's just running.
I have so many questions.
Me too.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago, I finally started running the length of Africa. That's what?
Yeah.
Is he
currently?
So go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Oh, I was like, he's currently, I think yesterday or the day before that post, he's like, he just passed through like Windhoek, Namibia. That's how far he's made it. Which is quite far in the grand scheme of the entire continent of Africa. Not very far at all, but quite far from Cape Town. Like over 1,000 kilometers of just like running.
Is he known for being a runner, or is he?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is kind of his
like
jam.
His
okay.
Yeah, he's kind of strange in that. Again, he's extremely British. If you hear him speak, you're like, oh, yep, got it. like he's extremely British. Like his little, I was watching an interview or something, and he was like, they asked him how he got into running, and he was just like, "Well, I went to the pub one night, and I couldn't get a ride home, so I just ran." And I was like, "That was pretty easy. Maybe I should look into this running thing."
Wow.
And he just sort of started running around. I don't know.
I mean, you couldn't get more Forrest Gumpy than that. Holy moly.
I mean, it is. It's very Forrest Gump. It's like this dude in Africa being Forrest Gump, right? It's basically what.
I mean, these kind of things just are really hard for me to just mentally comprehend. Uh, of like, I mean, I know like doing hard things is important. But this, like, wow, like, man, that's crazy.
It's insane, and it's not like he's not like running like small distances every day, right? He'll be like, "Oh yeah, I just busted out the morning 26Ks," and you're like, "What? Excuse you?" Just like you're light, just like running, and then like he'll stop and eat and take a break, and then like run the rest of the day. Like, what?
Yeah, because that's
like running like a marathon plus like every single day, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, think of the amount of like fuel and what kind of recovery your body would have to go through. That's insane.
Yeah. He hasn't stopped yet. He's done 33 days of just running. Like he hasn't had a rest day at all. Which, like, how do you eat enough? Like, how do you actually eat enough?
How do you fuel
food?
that? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously runners are gonna be like, bro, gummy bears. But like I can't survive on only gummy bears, right? Like and it's just like some dudes following him in a camper van thing. He has like right, there's like 2 or 3 sometimes people in a van that are like driving with him, but they're not like always following him. You know, like they have to go and do other stuff and like do weird like passport paperwork or fix the van when it breaks because obviously it's going to break if you're driving across Africa. Come on, like so just out on the road, just running. One of his longer videos you'll notice is almost robbed. Like they already right. Like the third video is like him almost getting mugged. Like it's like
oh jeez,
leopards out there, dudes trying to rob him. Like just running.
Oh man. Well, and yeah, his YouTube channel's Hardest Geezer. And
yes. Again, yes, I was getting into that part.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
His channel name. Yeah, just to really drive home the Britishness of this man. His channel name, his Twitter handle also is Hardest Geezer. There you go.
Wow.
That's
now his number.
So like, I am.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm just. I keep going.
All right,
this is
I'm just like,
intense.
So here's the deal. Like, it's intense. It's a lot to take in, right? So like, here's the other problem. Okay, like he's run through South Africa. Okay, pretty tough accomplishment. South Africa, not just the safest country in the whole world. Fair. He's currently running through Namibia, which is basically just like 99% desert anyway. So it's like that stinks. He's also very ginger. You notice, like he's like, I don't know how he's not dying in the desert, but he's got a bucket hat. I know that. Next up is Angola. So that as far as like safety goes, it's way down the list. Like, oh no. And after that, the DRC. Oh boy. So
Yeah.
That's an intense, like, I don't know how you like just block that out. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna run through Angola, right? Like, like, like,
Yeah.
like that just sounds terrifying, right? Because I'm sure, like, there are nice people in Angola, right? There are also warlords kidnapping people to mine diamonds there. So, like,
Yeah. Is he? I can watch a video, but is he doing this as an endurance thing? Is he trying to draw attention to things in Africa? Like, or is
that
he
is
just
part of it, right? Like, I think he's doing that. He's trying to do that, raise money for like charity stuff,
okay?
like, for Africa as well, and also like just like mega endurance, like world record stuff. Also, it's kind of like all tied into one little bow of let's run across Africa for ever. Like, I don't.
Because
So
that's when when you think of large continents, gotta be honest, like Africa's way up there. like
yeah, some say it's number 2 on the list, right? Like,
some say exactly. My goodness, that's but okay. It's amazing.
Yeah, so this is what I've been following, right? Every once in a while, I told Susan all about this. So, again, and we just call him Running Guy, right? Because it's just easier to just come up with your own names for these things. So we have Running Guy. So like with all the YouTube series that I watch, right? We have Train Guys, right? Like that. We have Running Guy now, and Susan will be like, "So is Running Guy dead yet?" Like, but no, I don't think so. Just
And is he? And he's and you said, is he trying to run all the way to the northern tip of Africa?
Yeah,
to the sea there,
Tunisia. Yeah,
Tunisia.
to the Med.
Huh.
Yeah, this is his plan. So this is gonna take him like basically all year.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's.
I think his goal is like Christmas.
Yeah, because it's
right. Maybe New Year's.
Jeez.
Like, yeah, they were joking about that the other day. It might be longer. It might be short. Oh, I have no idea. That's a lot, right? Like that's.
Yeah, because you are doing 30 miles. 30? What? How many miles is he? You say he's doing a day, or kilometers?
I'm not really sure. I didn't do the conversions because he's talking kilometers, right? Because he's British, so that's how he's rolling. But like, and then before the angry British fans say, "No, we use miles sometimes." Yes, I know. Okay, sorry. He's talking about kilometers for running, so he'll do. I mean, he's probably doing 50, 60K a day, right? So what is that in miles? Like
30, isn't it?
30? Yeah.
31?
30.
Yeah.
So probably 20, 30 miles of just running a day. Just a light 20, 30 mile jog every day. Like what?
Yeah, you've got it. Yeah, and so that's, man. Yeah, and with rest
maybe
days
more,
in there, that is a year. That is a year of running.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
And again, he hasn't had a rest day yet, I don't think. So that's kind of nuts. I don't know how. He's got to have one eventually, right? His body's going to be like, bro, stop.
You can't.
Give me.
You can't, because that's what? Could it be like 200 days of straight running? Like, you can't actually do that. You can't.
Yeah, I think your body will throw a fit. Like, nope. My knee is not doing it. Like, not happening. So we'll see. Following this, updates to come. But this is the series that I'm now following. So like, well, I have to subscribe to this channel now because I have to see if he makes it. Right? I have to know what's going on here. See how he's doing. See if he's surviving the Namib deserts. Like,
yeah. I just saw one that said, like 24 hours without water as he crossed another desert. And
yeah. So okay. So that okay. Here's what happened. Here's a little look inside of the second to last video. Right.
Oh.
So they're driving and they're at the border of South Africa and Namibia. Okay. Now, the van cannot cross the border because it got a broken windshield. So the Namibian government said, no, that van cannot come over here.
Oh, interesting.
So it was like didn't pass safety inspection or whatever. So they're like, okay, well, the plan that they came up with, we'll drive to the border at night, let Russell cross the border. So they just like loaded him up with food and a bunch of water and said, just run. We'll drive back down south to this town where we've got a guy that will fix the windshield tomorrow. And then we'll just come after you like the next day or whatever. This was the plan.
Oh no.
Right. But then the van border crossing like took forever because the paperwork involved was insane to get like the van and all the stuff in the van, like basically exported and then imported into a new country.
Yeah.
Right?
I think about that, and when Top Gear did those challenges of how did they orchestrate that?
Yeah,
I don't even want to know how much time they had to spend.
Yeah,
at those
how much
crossings.
paperwork is involved in this because it's a lot.
Yeah,
like they showed the stack, like it's just like this huge envelope full of paperwork they had to do. And but like they just send him off running at night. Like there's like, here's your headlamp. I'm sorry, head torch. Sorry.
Thank you.
Go.
Thank you.
And then,
thank you.
And then
thank you.
And so he's just running, and then like it gets to like mid morning, and he's like, "Oh no, my water bottle leaked. I don't know where my van is. Oh no."
Oh my gosh.
Basically, he just like stopped at the side of the road, and some random truck drove him into the village, and he just like hung out in this village until the dude showed up to find him.
Wow.
And then he like went, I'm guessing he just like went back to where the truck picked him up and then started running from there. Like, all right, got it. Like like the next day or whatever. Like, but that's a plan, right? Like, I'll just run through the desert alone at night by myself. It's totally fine.
Yeah. What could
there's no lions here or badgers.
No, they're scared of head torches.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Obviously.
He was like running. He was like, yeah, it makes me. I like it when I see cows or something over there because like I figure lions would much rather eat a cow than me. So
fair enough.
That's good. I was like, I take solace in that. Like that's one way to look at that. Like it's a plan you got going on there. Like, I don't know what we want to.
Well, and like you'd think, prey animals are going to be more in tune with predators around. So if they're not worried, why would you be?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I saw David Attenborough talk about that once. That totally makes sense to me.
Yes.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is the rabbit hole I've been sucked down.
Huh.
Crazy British man decides to run the length of Africa. Yep. That's where
that's way more riveting than my YouTube rabbit hole in which people debate about why the 2024 Lexus GX won't have a V8 and why that's a terrible thing for all of humanity. That's
why is it a terrible thing for all of humanity?
Because it's not the V8 that they used for the last 14 years. Because remember, they came out in 2011, 2010, and then it had the same engine in it until 2023. And people, so like, yeah, 13 years, 13, almost 14 years. And people,
we don't need to talk about how long that is. Everything's
no. Everyone knows. Everyone can do maths. Everyone can do maths. So yes, people are quite cross with this because it's not a V8. It's a turbo V6, and this just no good. No good.
To be fair, low boost turbos basically don't do anything, right? they give you some torque, I guess, but like they're kind of not really. They don't really do a lot. I'm sure. Again, I was unaware that the heritage from 2011 was just so mind-boggling that we must be upset about it forever.
Well, people are upset because it is a proven drivetrain, bulletproof. Some would say, most dependable. Others would say, and so
yeah. But who's putting this out again?
What? Yes, exactly.
Who's releasing this?
Exactly, Toyota.
Yeah.
Right. It's a Toyota.
Yeah.
Like
Toyota's plan. Toyota will not release a car.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Unless. Is it like their goal? Like their actual goal is for like a car they release to like survive in a third world country for like 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like they are confident that their car will survive like Kyrgyzstan without service for like ever. So I feel like this is maybe, or is this people? Are this like just the American audience who's like really upset that not every single car is released with a V8 in it?
Yes. Well, it's mostly the American audience. I am not in non-American audience world. Most of these
are global podcasts, Colin. We are a global community here.
I am just talking about the reviews that I've watched from YouTube are of angry Americans bickering about how it's not a V8.
But Americans always bicker about how it's not a V8 because they just think 8 is a bigger number than 6, therefore it's better. Even though your gas prices are still like $3.50 a gallon.
So mucho bettero.
That's not really very fun.
Yes, and Lexus. Well, anyway, Toyota is releasing just weird angular shots from different body panels, and there's only 3 photos out there of this thing that exists in the world, and they are everywhere on YouTube. Every YouTube channel is using the same photos, and they're going into excruciating detail. I mean, like, we're talking 25 minute videos about the latest release
of a body panel.
Of a body
panel. At this blinker. It's horrendous.
And
how can they do this to my blinker?
It's like,
now, granted,
truly wonderful.
Are some new cars like kind of ugly? Yeah. I'll give them that. I'll give you that one. Okay, you can have that one. That's fair. Like, will these people still buy it anyway?
Yes, they will.
Yeah, they will.
Yes, it's fine. It's fine, everybody. And also adding much to the confusion. This is the other This is the rabbit hole. There's a side corridor.
I love a side corridor in the borough.
In the
Warren.
Warren. As you were traversing the Warren, trying to dig down more into the GX opinions, these little side tangents keep coming up of the TX, and so people have comparisons, have opinions. Obviously, everyone has opinions. It's totally fine.
Obviously.
About what the TX is and why the TX is important, and the TX and the GX and the RX and the LX and everything. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to step away from this right now.
That is a lot of confusing lettering. I feel like,
in case you were wondering, the TX is based on the I just unplugged my computer. Hold on. It's fine. The TX is based on the Toyota Grand Highlander. Because they made the Highlander and they made it bigger, and then Toyota said, well, we need a Lexus version, so they're making it that. Obviously, because reasons. And so people are trying to. That keeps getting thrown into the mix of discussion, and it's like, why? Like, it's not the same thing, but people have opinions. So as they are wont to do.
True. I did always find it weird that car companies like to do that a lot. They like to like compete with themselves for sales. There's like a whole lot. They're like,
hi GM.
GM is the worst, right? Which is why they got in like, what was that, 2007, 8, 9, whatever. Like, they're like, the government was like, you have to stop making so many cars. They made like 17 cars that were just like in the same price bracket under different names.
Yes.
And they were the same. No more Pontiac.
and they were they were the same car.
It was actually the same car.
No, so I was looking at one today. It was a 2008. I wasn't looking at it as in like to purchase, but I was staring at it. Okay, and it's the body style of I think the 2010 Ford Escape. Ford. What was the one up from that? Ford Expedition.
Oh, okay.
So it was a Ford Expedition from 2010, I think, and 2010. Was looking at this body shape, and then I realized, oh, it has a Buick badge on it. So it's the Buick Mountaineer, which is also the same as the Lincoln Navigator. So,
yes, that's true.
That's Ford, okay, but GM, they sold they had Pontiac versions of the GMC and Chevy, and they were the exact same body style. It was the exact same car, just different badging and different kind of bits on the inside.
Yes. Well, there's like all the trucks are really bad, like the Chevy Silverado and then like the GMC whatever
Sierra.
It's the same truck. It's like exactly the same. The GMC one usually is like where they put like weird stuff like first. Like all the weird stuff comes out on the GMC first. Like
it's the high end winky face.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the higher end one because like I only think about like when I think about trucks, right? My brain is very stuck in like 1987 to 1996, right? Like that's what that's what I think about. And so I think about like whenever people tell me like GMC is the higher end one, like I'm thinking about like a 1992 GMC, right? And it doesn't look very high end at all. It's the exact same as the Silverado. And so I'm just, but all the weird features come out there first, like the backup camera and like the other weird things they do. I don't know. Like it's always there first, but it's the same. It's the exact same. And like the cars, I can't even remember. They had so many car brands under the GM badge. They're like, Pontiac, Chevrolet, like just a billion other ones. Like same car. Saturn, right? Was that the same one too?
Yes.
Right? Like same cars. Like
Oldsmobile. Pontiac, Saab. They own Saab as much to display.
Oh yeah.
God.
Yeah.
They own Buick. Yeah. Oh, Buick and Cadillac.
Oh yeah, Buick and Cadillac. Yeah, Buick.
Oh,
Cadillac. Those cars are the same car, except for that one year where they did the weird Cadillac like CSB or whatever. That's like a weird monstrosity. But like all these. The umbrella was enormous. And like they had Hummer, right? But it was just like Silverado GMC truck parts in a different body, right? Like all the other parts were the same. Like
Mercury, they own Mercury.
Oh yeah, Mercury's not around anymore.
No, Geo, they own Geo, which is interesting.
Is Geo around still?
No, Geo's not around anymore.
Okay, that's a dead one. So Geo's dead, Pontiac's dead.
They own Lotus. Sorry, I am on gmauthority.com.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm
the authority for all your GM needs.
Apparently. But yeah, they would swap parts between a Chevy Impala and a Pontiac G6, which was also rebadged as a the G6 was a Chevy. Oh gosh, what was it?
The two-door. The G6 is the two-door one, right?
Well, no, they made a four-door version of the G6. Yes.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
I see the two-door one's the most off. But yes, whatever the Chevy, I can't remember all the small car names, but like they're all the same. And so I don't like. On one hand, yes, you just make all the parts. So, like, finding replacement parts and having extra parts is easy, but then you have to turn around and compete with yourself on the car lot. Right? Like that doesn't make sense. Like, why would you do that? How much money are you losing by competing with yourself? Like, you're not competing with Ford. You're not competing with Honda. Okay? Mm-hmm. You're not competing with Toyota. You're competing with yourself only. Because you have like 6 of the same car.
Yeah. And they did.
Everyone went and bought a Honda anyway. So like, look,
nobody cared. Right? Shh, it's fine. Yeah, Saturn, Vauxhall. They still do Vauxhall.
Only in England, though.
Yes.
It's a very British one. It's
Well,
a very British-centric episode we got going on here today.
This is
Hello, friends.
Well, as we all know, voxels were essentially rebadged opals.
Who could forget that?
Opals and voxels.
Who could forget the old opal?
Dripping with disdain and GM authority. Oh, gosh. Yeah, but opal and voxel are still made together.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think car companies have done a much better job of, at least in my mind, differentiating when they do that. Like, I'm just Toyota and Lexus, and I still don't think GM is as good as it is between the Chevy Silverado and the Sierra and some of those things. They're closer, but
everybody else is doing a better job, except for GM did not learn their lesson, apparently.
Hey,
when they had to liquidate, they had to file weird bankruptcies and liquidate half of their assets.
Gosh.
And kill off half of their brands because they were too in debt. And then Ford's over there going we make a truck. Losers.
Right.
Got them.
Yeah. Well,
is it Ford and is it Lincoln?
Ford, Lincoln.
Okay, so a Lincoln and a Taurus, very different. Right. Or a whatever other Focus, other Ford names. I don't know. These are very different cars. Right, very different. They have different market niches. They're different, everything. Right, a Chevy Cruze and a Pontiac G6, same market niche. Right, a Silverado 1500 and a Sierra, same niche. Right, the same. A Suburban and a GMC one, same thing. Right, and a Cadillac thing, all the same niche.
Except, do you remember?
Not...
Oh man, do you remember? Oh man, the heady days of the early 2000s.
Pontiac Aztec. That's its own niche right there.
Well, so Pontiac Aztec. This was the same time. Do you remember Lincoln came out with the Mark LT? Do you remember the Lincoln truck?
I do remember the Lincoln truck. Yes.
Oh man,
I think Tiger Woods was in a commercial with the Lincoln truck.
Yes,
when he
did.
Still did the Lincoln thing.
See, the Lincoln Mark LT came out in 2008. The Pontiac Aztec came out in 2005, which I still remember being a part of. It was a grand prize for the Survivor series or whenever that was done.
But the Lincoln truck, that was the luxury truck.
Yes,
that's what it was like. But imagine a luxury truck.
Imagine an F-150, but luxury and spots
with wood in it. Yeah, an F-150 with wood in it.
And there was a spot in the back.
80s F-150. I don't know what's.
Yes, exactly. Oh, do you? Okay, so I do. I always like looking at the sales figures of these.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so it originally debuted in 2005, so heady days of the early 2000s. So 2005, Aztec and Mark LT. Only 10,274 were sold in all of 2005.
No.
Okay. 2006, 12,753 were sold. We're picking up steam. 2007, 8,382. 2008, 4,631. And in 2009,
exclusive, right?
In 2009, if you have a 2009 Lincoln Mark LT out there, call in. I want to talk to you because there were 147 of you.
147. All right, here for comparative analysis. What did you say? 2005.
2005
I would
was
like
when
you
it was
to
released.
Just look up the 2005 sales figures of the Ford F-150, just for comparison's sake. The number one best-selling truck in the world.
Yeah, to put this into context, can you find that real fast?
Yes.
Okay.
That's because that's going to be the one.
Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. How many?
Let's see. I don't know. Sorry, more live Googling.
Okay, 2000. Okay, okay. Yes, this is great. I actually typed in magazine. So to put this into context, the this is our benchmark. Is 10,274,000 Lincoln Mark LTs sold in 2005.
Okay, okay, hit me.
901,463. Okay. Let's just call it 10x, right? It was 10.
Like a million.
Yeah. For every one Mark LT that was sold, 10 F-150s were sold. 10.
Wow. 900,000.
900,000. That is insane.
No. So not 10, right? Oh yeah, 10. Okay.
10. Yeah, because there was 10,000.
That's wild.
10,000. It's a little less because 10,000 were sold and 900,000. So 9. So 9. So for every one that was sold, 9 was.
But still,
Jiminy crickets. 1 million.
That is insane.
Best selling.
Shot yourself in the foot there, guys.
Yeah. But they're like, man, we've got this. Because they're like, man, this is the best selling truck. As obviously, people will think, they'll see Lincoln and they'll see a truck and they'll go, yes, I must have that. No, that was.
It looked weird though, right? It's kind of weird.
It had a weird grill. It was too chromy. It looked like somebody took an F-150 and was like, I want more chrome everywhere. It just didn't. It was not a good.
It was weird. Yeah, it was weird. But again, luxury truck.
See, I mean,
that's a strange one, right? Like I always like, even when Cadillac was doing the truck thing and it was ugly, right? The Cadillac truck, not a beautiful thing. But like, then they were like, no, never mind. We're just gonna make the Denali or whatever. It was gonna stop.
Yes, what was that? What was that? The Avalanche? I mean, the Chevy. It was the Chevy Avalanche. Do you remember that? And then they made they made the Cadillac version off of that. Oh,
but there was a Cadillac one.
Yeah, there was. There was. That's what I was trying to put that together in my brain.
I don't remember what it's called though.
What was that?
But it's like, it's not ugly. It's upsetting. And then they're like, they didn't make it for really that long, I don't think. And then you never saw them again.
The EXT. Like, it was called the EXT.
Oh yeah. So how could I forget that?
How? Wonderful. And these things genuinely were hideous. These were absolutely they're just monstrosities. Oh my gosh. Oh. Anyway, other things. Yeah, people can't see that. So yeah,
the few people that bought them just bought them because they said Cadillac, right?
Oh yes, they were just like, oh, that's obviously Cadillac's a great brand. I must continue having more of that in my life. Oh, jeez. Oh, they were made as late as 2013. No. Oh, why?
Were they really?
Yeah, they were made up until 2000. Oh, what is going on? Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, man. Here's the buyer's guide.
You didn't really see them very much anymore after that, though. Like you saw it for a couple of years, like 2 years, and they're like, okay, just kidding. We've made a mistake.
Yeah.
We're like,
never mind.
They probably just kept making them because, like, well, we order these parts. We got to use them up somewhere. Get them out,
right? Oh man, yeah, the Avalanche. Man, they just make me so sad. Anyway, that's a so anyway.
Yeah,
so you did a deep dive into people running and walking in straight lines.
Long ways.
Yeah, walking in straight lines and then running long distances. And then my deep dive into bickering about V8s and turbo V6s. The turbo is important. Don't forget to say the turbo, because people who are pro turbo.
Oh yeah,
it's very. Yeah.
I think turbo has like a bad image, right? Because of like people putting way too big of turbos on like their Hondas.
Well,
right?
and turbos, And think of it. Well, turbos they came out what? I mean, they were put on a lot of things in like the 80s that shouldn't have them. Like Volvo put turbos on like station wagons that didn't need it. And they're the low power turbos that you're talking about.
No, see, it was to get the torque out though, because my friend Corey had one of those. My friend had one. That Volvo had like a low boost turbo on it. It was a 4-cylinder with like a low boost turbo. It was like basically just to get enough power to get that monstrosity moving. Like, it really didn't do anything else.
Yeah.
But like, they get a bad rap. People don't like them because of like the racing people that are just like, I know, I'll put a big giant turbo on this car. And the 80s didn't have it, because everything was turbo in the 80s. This is Porsche's fault, I think. The 911 turbo started this trend. Right.
True.
And then like everything else were turbo. Like sunglasses were turbo, boats were turbo, t-shirts just had turbo on them. Right. Like it doesn't matter. Like this is Porsche's fault. Like 100%.
Yes.
It was all them. But like it's like it's a way to put power in your engine. And if it's a low enough boost turbo, like there's no lag. Right. Because the other problem with a real big one, like the power comes like way late because it has to spool and build up boost. But if it's like a real low boost one, that power comes in real early because it's not trying to work super hard and like make a lot of extra power. It's just trying to make like a little bit more. So there's none of that. Like people get upset about the lag. They really think everything's going to have turbo lag. That's really not how that works.
Well, and I think also too, turbos didn't have the reliability back in the 80s. Shocker.
Oh yes,
as but it turns out you give some engineers 30 years to work on something, they get a bit better.
Yeah. So are they? I'm not saying I'm going to go grab put it on my car, but like. It's not that bad. Like, oh no, a V6 turbo.
Well, especially whenever it's engineered with the engine. Yes, don't go slap aftermarket and be like, it's the most reliable thing ever. No, that is silly. But it's like, a multi-billion-dollar corporation had engineers stick their faces into this and build something to work as a cohesive unit. I think I'll, maybe.
Toyota did it, so it's fine. Right. It'll be okay. I think at this point they've earned some trustworthiness, right? We can just kind of like, okay, yeah, it'll be fine, right? It'll be okay. Like, when's the last time you saw a Toyota broke down the side of the road?
Never. Doesn't happen. So yes, we did not do our homework, and we'll do our homework for next time as far as looking more at books to potentially read this summer.
I want to bring this up to you.
Okay. Here in closing.
Here's my closing statement. Okay. Right. I've been struggling with looking for book lists because the book list that I looked at last time, I'm pretty sure between us, we've either read all of them or the ones that we haven't read are like a billion pages long. And I didn't really feel like we probably wanted to just like tackle like a 650 page like monster. I didn't really like War and Peace is probably not on the table.
No.
Right? So like
okay.
I wanted some input on like scaling down or like finding something like within that kind of realm. If you had any thoughts about what to, because I was looking at these lists, I was like, we've read these. Like I know that we've read these books. So like I was trying to either find like a bigger list or like, because a lot of the ones are like 10 books you should read or like high schoolers. Like, no, I've read these. Or I know Collin read this. I know this happened. This book is long. I don't want to read
that. So yeah, it is going to be hard to try and find one that we haven't. So our original premise was, reading these what was high school, middle school reading list books, and talking about them. And I still like that idea. And I mean, some of these, it's been a minute. I mean, again, not doing maths with years or dates or anything, but
True.
it's been a long time since we've read these. So honestly, I would not have a problem going back and rereading one.
Okay. This is what, okay. Because that was going to be my next question. It's like, because, yeah, if it has been a long time, then like rereading would basically be like reading again. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, sure.
Okay.
Would we know how something ends? Probably.
Maybe.
But again, all these are pretty classic, so it's hard to get away from that. But what we are doing is looking at them in the context of, like, obviously modern, looking at them in today, but thinking about them in the context of when they were written and other stuff too. So I think that would be fine. So,
plus, you get a different perspective when you are like older.
Yes.
Right? If you read a book when you're like 16 and then you read a book when you're it's almost 40.
Numbers, they're just make believe. They're not real.
They're really painful. Like you have a different perspective on these things. So that was gonna be my follow-up question. Like, how long ago should we? Okay, so I will find some lists and just like send them to you and see what your thoughts are. Because I was like,
that's fine.
Do I need to look for something else? Do we need like a different category? I briefly entertained after our last week's conversation reading a book with a really ugly cover. Like, well, that'd just be funny. Like,
no, yeah, this will only. We will literally judge
the worst book covers of all time. Like,
yes, here you go. No, I think we stay with the premise, and because we're rereading them is going to be just fine. Especially we're talking about them in different contexts. So yes, so send over one's ideas, and we will pick.
Sounds good. I'll do that tomorrow, probably.
Okay.
As I'm fatting about.
But don't strain yourself. And
okay, I'll try. I'll try not to.
Try not to. Not to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Well, okay, good. Okay. Well, on that homework assignment, we will end for the night.
All right.
Okay. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.